Let's examine these two Pelikan 400 fountain pans. I would say this upper one is from the 50s, this one is from the 60s. The typical Pelikan design with a 14 karat gold nib. One specialty of Pelikan pans is the way the clip is attached to this part of the barrel. Normally you have a little nib up here. Oh, this is a little bit difficult to open. Let's try this one. Okay. This, you have a small ring and with which the clip is attached, and if you open the pan you can see it's this part which closes the nib. This part, as you can see now, it is opened. Let's try to put it back again. Before I will put it back again, let's compare it, for example, to a Mont Blanc clip. As you can see, this is constructed differently. This upper part screws in to the cap quite differently from the Pelikan. And if you compare it, for example, to a Pelikan 140, it looks just the same as a Mont Blanc, but they use a different way too. As you can see, it's nearly the same construction as on a Pelikan 400, with this internal part which goes into the cap, and you fasten. Oh, I have to close this pan to be able to put the clip back onto the pan. This is the typical way the clip is attached to a Pelikan fountain pan. As you can see, with this on the 400, it is fastened with this ring. One difference on the older Pelikans, the emblem of the Pelikan is green, as you can see here, and on the cap ring it says Pelikan 400, and on this newer model with the white Pelikan it says only Pelikan and Germany. This goes onto this pan, and this goes onto this pan. If you compare the nib, the size of the nib, you can see the nib of a 140 is smaller than the nib of a Pelikan 400. Otherwise, the size of the pen is not that different. The cap of the 400 fits onto the, and vice versa. These have the same size. Now take a look at. Let's examine the nib. I hope it works with this magnifying glass which I put in front of the camera. Let's compare this. Oh, it's a little bit dirty. Take that off. This is the typical engraving of a Pelikan 400. Now, let's see. I did the same with the Pelikan 440, how the nib is attached to the body of the pen. I can't remember exactly which way. I try it to turn the nib. Okay. Wait a moment. This one unscrews. As you can see here, this nib is screwed into the pen. Let's examine the other pen. Oh, this one is slightly different. It doesn't screw, but the nib is attached to the body of the feet with this ring. Let's examine this from nearby. Can you? This is the ink feed of the newer one, and here we have the ink feed of the older pen. Okay, they go right back into the pen. Oh, it was too much ink inside. Slowly. Okay. No, it. As you can see, some Pelikan pens have the feet which screws into the body, others which are only friction fastened. Now let's see how this pen writes. This, let's start with the older one. This is the older one. Oh, the ink went out of the pen when I put the This is the older one. It's still the older, but this is without pressure, and this is with pressure. And now the newer, a little bit newer one probably from the 60s. let's shine this nib a little bit, and oh, the ink left when I put on the nib. Yeah, this is great. As you can see, this is without pressure, and the stroke widens fantastically. This is a real joy if a pen writes in this way. This is the Pelikan-Füllfederhalter, an older model. We compare it to a Pelikan 140, and we have seen the way the clip is attached to the cap. Okay, so far on the Pelikan 400.